The moment we've all been waiting for, Colorado's revenge game against BYU. I don't know how this game is going to go. By now, everyone should know how I feel about this Colorado Buffaloes team. But what can I say? There's nothing more for me to say at this point. The team has to do what the team is supposed to do, and they have to basically go out there and prove me wrong. I need this Colorado team to prove me wrong. Last year, everyone knows it was this BYU team that gave them their final loss. It was the BYU team that embarrassed them in San Antonio. It was the BYU team. It was the BYU team that was very prepared, very aggressive, very physical, and made us aware that we have some work to do. And so this is Colorado's opportunity to take care of BYU. And this is probably going to be a statement win. If Colorado is able to win this game, it will be a statement. The interesting thing about this game for me is I think we will know exactly who Colorado is after this BYU game. I think that we will know based on what they do, how they look, if they're in this game. If they're able to do certain things, we are going to be able to figure out all of those things in this game. This is week 5. Colorado is 2-2. You cannot afford to lose this game to BYU at home. I don't know what Colorado team is going to show up. I don't know what Colorado is going to do. All I know is that I will be watching it late at night again. That's kind of crazy. By the way, if you're watching the game late at night, I want you to feel very sorry for me because Colorado plays late at night and then my Pittsburgh Steelers play in Ireland as well. So I will have not a lot of sleep this weekend, but for the love of football, sign me up any day of the week. This is the week that I hope Colorado proves me wrong. And this is the week that I will be able to make a video after the game and I will be able to be like, woo, all right, I had this team all wrong. I assessed them all wrong. That is my hope. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't really know. It's up to Coach Prime and his team to kind of figure this one out because right now I don't know what this team is and I'm not going to sit here and act like I do know. When it comes to BYU, I think everybody is aware of their trench play, whether it's the offensive line, defensive line, and everybody knows that they're usually a pretty disciplined football team. And for me, when you have a disciplined football team, that means you do the little things right. That means you're going to run the ball when you need to run the ball. That means you're going to field all your punts correctly. That means you're probably not going to turn over the ball a lot. That means that you're going to do all of the little things right that a lot of teams hope that you do wrong so that they are able to stay in this football game. And so I expect BYU to do that this game because that is who they are foundationally. That's who they are as a program. And honestly, that's just the kind of talent they have on their team. The other thing about BYU that I actually find pretty interesting, and I think this might help Colorado, is BYU hasn't really played anybody. And I don't know if the Colorado team that I'm seeing right now is the team that's going to be finally the moment where they play somebody, but they haven't necessarily played competition where they've been challenged physically, I don't believe, and where they have met like talent. Again, I don't know who Colorado is, but one thing I like to think is that there are some athletes on this team. They're talented, and so they will provide some challenges for BYU if BYU isn't careful, mainly because this will be the first time that they have seen it all year. And so I think that that will be a great thing for Colorado because they're at home. And so I think that that's a great thing because they will be able to challenge BYU in a way that the teams that they have played thus far have not been able to. I just hope Colorado can capitalize on that. We will see if they can. And so we'll just move forward to the next section. So here it is, right? I think this is actually the ball game. I think it's going to be Colorado's defense, Colorado's defense, Colorado's defense, Colorado's defense. Because in my opinion, you cannot win a football game if your defense cannot get a stop. I think it might be impossible depending on how many possessions you get. But Colorado has to be able to play good defense, and they cannot allow BYU to come in and run the ball for 200 yards. They can't allow that because one thing BYU will do is they're going to stick with what is working. And if what is working is you can't stop the run, then BYU is just going to run the football. And if I'm being honest with you, that is what every single team is going to do this year that faces Colorado, and I can't blame them for that. So this game is going to be about defense. Defense, defense, defense. Colorado's defense has to step up, and they have to make some plays. If they do not step up, and if they don't make any plays, I mean, I don't even know why we would be playing this game at this point. So I need Colorado's defense to step up. Because if they're able to step up and they're able to get some stops, then I can be worried about that offense. But what I can't watch is a game where BYU's offense is dominating Colorado's defense. That is not a recipe for anything good. We basically saw that against U of H. That wasn't good. We basically saw that last year against Kansas. We saw it against BYU in the bowl game. I'm just saying, if this Colorado team cannot play defense and get stops on defense, it is going to be a long night. But without those stops, I don't see how any way they're going to be in this game. That offense won't matter if they cannot stop BYU from scoring. That's just how it is, because you have to have more points than the other team. And so if you can't stop them from scoring, it doesn't matter what you have going on, because you just can't stop them. And so the key to this game for me is going to be very simple. Defense, 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 defense. Nothing more, nothing less. Colorado has to play defense this week. It could be so many things. Colorado's defense can actually be an X factor, because they can actually go out there and play defense and get some stops and learn how to stop the run. That could be great. Coaching could also become a factor. They could manage the clock very well, heading into halftime, and maybe get an extra possession or an extra something. So coaching could be a factor here. Hell, the offense could be a factor here. Like, it's really hard for teams to win games when your defense is really bad. And sometimes, I always say, it's better to be lucky than it is to be good. So maybe if Colorado gets lucky, gets a turnover, and has some things, and maybe turn this into an ugly game, maybe Colorado can win an ugly game. I don't really know what the X factor is going to be in this game. And I think that's what happens when you don't really know what you're going to get from your team. I don't know what I'm going to get from Colorado. Colorado has shown me that they struggle to stop the run. Colorado has shown me that every single team that they've faced this year has gotten at least 400 yards or almost 400 yards. So that's going to be a problem. And so if this defense is going to continue to give up 400 yards, something has to be an X factor. And so maybe the X factor in this game is going to be a key turnover. Maybe the X factor in this game is going to be Colorado knowing how to manage a clock. Maybe the X factor in this game is just going to be something that I can't even think about, because right now I can't fathom that it's going to happen, because I haven't seen it yet. And I'm okay with that. I don't have to know everything. And I will be honest with you, I don't care what Colorado has to do to win this game. I just need them to win this game by 1 point. I just needed to win this game by 1 point. Something that I'm really excited to see is what Colorado looks like at the line of scrimmage. Not just on offense, but on defense. Because all offseason, I was yelling, screaming, ranting, whatever I could do to say that this offensive line and this defensive line needs to get better. This offensive line needs to get better. Defensive line everything needs to get better when it comes to the line of scrimmage. This game is going to let me know where my expectations should be for the rest of the season. Because historically, BYU has a very decent lines of scrimmage. And if that's the case, it will be interesting to see how Colorado looks going against these lines of scrimmages. So I'm very key. So I think that is very important. The other thing that I am concerned about is going to be these linebackers. I don't know what they are going to do. I don't care, as long as they make tackles and do what they're supposed to do. I just need the linebackers to show up and do something great. I need to say, the one thing that bothered me when we didn't know who our quarterback was, and the pulling of the quarterback and playing musical chairs with quarterbacks, are for games like this. Because I think every game that you play is not necessarily pretty. It doesn't flow well. Everything isn't perfect. Things happen. And if things start happening in this game and our quarterback doesn't look his best on a drive or 2 drives or 3 drives, I need Coach Prime to trust him, and I need Coach Prime to stay with him, because that is how you're going to build on his confidence and on his experience through the season. This is the 5th game of the season. In the 5th game of the season, I don't need my starting quarterback to be worried about if he's going to lose his job if he has a bad quarter or if he has a couple of bad series. So I need Coach Prime to stick with his quarterback and let his quarterback work through some things. Now, if his quarterback is throwing interceptions and things like that, that's different. Or if his quarterback is fumbling the football over and over and over, that's different. I don't think bad reads, I don't think that's benchable. And I don't think bad decision making when you're not turning over the football is bad. And I need Coach Prime to trust in his decision making and to stay with the quarterback in this game. Because I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to give my reasons why. I'm just going to say that. I think it's going to be very important to see how disciplined Coach Prime is in this football game. If it gets ugly, if it goes south, if it just doesn't look good, that is going to be something that I'm going to pay attention to. I don't know what Colorado's going to do in this game. I know what BYU is going to do in this game. I just hope that Colorado can find a way to do more things to win, because I just don't want to come in front of the camera in front of another loss. I just don't want to do that. That's just how I'm feeling right now. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know if I've missed something, or let me know if you have something that you're paying attention to that's really your X factor that I didn't mention, because hey, I don't get it right all the time. Truth be told, I'm worried about everything. And so I didn't want to pick anything specifically because I'm worried about everything. I hope everything is perfect. But let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you in my next video.